You are not here to be understood. You are here to prevail. Explanation is the currency of the weak, a gesture offered to soothe the discomfort of those who cannot act without permission. Power does not explain. It moves, it imposes, it endures. The moment you explain, you concede that someone else deserves your reasoning, that you are answerable to a tribunal outside yourself. But leadership, real leadership, answers only to necessity. Do not ask the mob for understanding. Do not offer clarity to those who weaponize confusion. Your silence must weigh more than their outcry. In power, what you conceal is often more potent than what you declare. The leader who survives is not the one who is loved or even feared, but the one who cannot be cornered. To explain is to kneel. To apologize is to forget that rule is not a favor. Power is not given because you earned it. It is seized because you dared. The world does not orbit morality. It obeys gravity. And gravity does not care if you mean well. The lion does not apologize for the blood. The storm does not explain its arrival. Neither should you. Loyalty is a performance. Fear is a mechanism. Trust is a currency you must counterfeit before you spend it. Every alliance carries within it the embryo of betrayal. The wise ruler expects treachery not as a tragedy, but as a pattern. Do not ask why men betray. Ask only when. You may call it cynicism. I call it alignment with reality. The field of power is not governed by sentiment. It is shaped by leverage, by who has it, who needs it, and who is willing to destroy to preserve it. To govern is to manage illusions. To survive is to weaponize perception. The people need to believe not in you, but in the mask you wear. It is not the truth that rules. It is the narrative. Your public face must be polished, disciplined, almost sacred in its consistency. But behind that mask must live a creature of ruthless calculation. You must be willing to smile as you strike, to charm as you encircle, to nod even as you plan the next decapitation. The throne is not held by mere virtue, but by virtue the ability to adapt, to act decisively, to command respect and fear as circumstances demand. To endure pressure, yes, but also to avoid needless hatred and secure the loyalty of those whose support you cannot dispense with. You will be blamed for what you didn't do. You will be punished for what you did right. That is the tax of control. Pay it in silence. Every hand you shake is a future liability. Every favor you grant is a possible noose. Power is maintained not through purity, but through vigilance. A ruler must remain alert to plots and shifting loyalties, rewarding those who serve faithfully and punishing betrayal swiftly enough to discourage others. There are no permanent allies, only aligned interests. When interests shift, so do loyalties. And the ruler who refuses to adapt is already obsolete. There is no honor in falling with dignity. There is only defeat. Do not seek admiration alone, for it invites envy. Do not rely on fear alone, for it can breed hatred. Instead, balance fear with respect and admiration where possible. The ruler who is feared and yet not hated stands firmer than one who is merely loved or purely dreaded. This is not cruelty, it is structure. This is not tyranny, it is balance. The leader who tries to be all things to all people becomes nothing. You must choose who bleeds, who eats, who waits. There is no clean power, only bloodless illusions. You will be hated, not for your mistakes, but for your necessity, for doing what others could not, for making choices others feared to consider. That is the invisible crucifix of command. Carry it. Without ceremony, without complaint. Every system is a theater, every institution a stage, and every ruler a performer in an act called stability. Those who refuse to play are crushed by those who rehearse in silence. Control is not about force, it is about the architecture of perception. The ruler who controls the narrative does not need to shout. He is obeyed in whispers. You must be able to betray ideals without losing your shape. to discard loyalties like spent arrows, to sacrifice pawns, and if needed, bishops, not out of malice, out of design. Do not be fooled by the language of civility. Behind every polite regime is a history of sharpened blades. Behind every stable republic is a ledger of necessary deaths. You are not here to apologize for this. You are here to understand it, and if you have the will, to use it. You will be told to act with transparency. That is a trap. Visibility is vulnerability. What they see, they can strike. Let your true moves be made in shadows. Let your face reflect the calm they expect. But within, remain a war machine. Your strength will be tested not in your triumphs, but in your silences. In the storms you do not acknowledge, in the betrayals you pretend not to notice until your knife reaches their ribs. You must learn to listen not to words, but to tremors. Power moves first in silence, in small shifts, in the pause before a rebellion, in the smile before an assassination. Read these signs like scripture. They are your battlefield. There is no rest at the summit. There is only vigilance. To lead is to carry the weight of threats unseen, plots unfinished, fires disguised as loyalty. You may long for peace, but peace is a byproduct of dominance, not its replacement. The wolf is peaceful only when fed, the nation only when controlled. Your mistakes will be exaggerated, your victories resented, your caution mocked, but endure. Because when history finally speaks, if you last, it will call you necessary. And that is all the justification power requires. Not admiration, not forgiveness, not love. Only this, that you endured, that you did what others could not, that in the theater of the world, while others performed, you ruled. So do not explain, do not apologize. Power does not beg, it shapes, it cuts, it survives. And in surviving it, writes the laws that others pretend to obey. Do not seek justice in a world governed by force. Seek position, seek influence. The myth of justice is the narcotic of the governed. It soothes them, it convinces them that the sword is balanced by a scale. But the truth is simpler, colder. Justice is what power decides to remember. The rest is erased, rewritten, or buried. If you want to be just, be forgotten. If you want to rule, understand that justice is a tool, not a limit. Power is never neutral. It is always directional, always seeking its next target, its next anchor, its next excuse. Even in moments of calm, it is calculating. The calm ruler is not at peace, he is conserving energy. You must learn this art, to appear passive when you are tightening the noose, to seem uncertain when you are advancing the blade. Appearances do not matter because they are true. They matter because they are useful. Learn to lie with grace. Learn to lie with silence. Learn to lie with truth. Every step you take will be watched by those who cannot act, and they will judge not because you are wrong, but because you dared. Mediocrity breeds resentment toward excellence in motion. They will resent your choices because they could not make them. They will resent your authority because they would crumble beneath it. Do not offer explanations to the envious. Their thirst is not for understanding, but for your fall. Those who preach transparency rarely understand strategy. Governance is not confession, it is choreography. Every move must be calculated for effect. Every word must be a weapon or a shield. You do not reveal what you plan, you reveal what you want them to fear. When they act on that fear, you win before drawing your sword. The strongest leaders rarely fight, they make others fight themselves. Do not be seduced by ideals. They are useful, but they must never own you. An ideal is a flag you raise it to gather followers, to legitimize your rise. But once the ascent begins, that flag must become optional. Be willing to burn it when it blocks your next step. History remembers those who succeed, not those who stayed pure and lost. Purity is a cage, gilded by fools. Break it. Fear is not cruelty, it is clarity. When people fear you correctly, they behave predictably. They obey not because they love you, but because they understand the price of resistance. Love can fade. Fear is sustained by consequence. Build your rule not on the affection of the moment, but on the certainty of retaliation. They must believe that disloyalty ends badly. Not sometimes, not occasionally, but always. You will be tempted to forgive. It is natural. We wish to be seen as more than executioners. But forgiveness, when offered, must be deliberate and calculated, designed to secure loyalty or remove a threat. Mercy that strengthens your position is wise. Mercy that weakens it is folly. Otherwise, your forgiveness becomes license, and license becomes rebellion. Power is not taken once, it must be maintained daily. There is no final victory, only continued survival. Each day you do not fall is a day you must prepare for the next threat. There is no plateau. The mountain has no summit. It only narrows until the air is thin and the silence is absolute. Up there you will have fewer friends, more eyes, and no forgiveness for missteps. That is where rule begins. Control requires patience. Do not rush to crush. Do not rush to reward. Delay is a weapon. It makes your opponents reveal themselves. It makes your allies show their loyalty or their hunger. Let them speak first. Let them act first. The one who moves first without need often reveals their position. Wait, watch, then strike where they thought you were asleep. People do not want truth. They want assurance. They want the comfort of thinking they understand the world even if their understanding is false. Give them that. Give them an image to love, a phrase to chant, a danger to blame. While they look there, act elsewhere. While they believe in your myth, reinforce your machinery. The public face is peace. The private hand is steel. The greatest leaders are those who make necessity look like choice, who give their followers the illusion of will while guiding their steps from behind. Manipulation is not deception, it is design. You do not lie to hurt, you lie to build, to preserve, to command without friction, to create a world where obedience feels like freedom. That is not evil, it is the cost of order. You must learn the anatomy of ambition, not just your own, but the ambitions of those around you. Study their needs, their insecurities, their private hungers. Every man who smiles at you wants something. Your task is to know what it is before he speaks. And once you know it, you own him. Not with threats, not with gifts, but with leverage. Power is not possession, it is pressure. You will be tempted to speak too much, to clarify, to defend, to explain away the fear your presence creates. Resist this. Speech is exposure. Every word you utter is a step closer to being understood. And once they understand you, they begin to map your limits. Let your silences echo. Let your movements speak for you. The ruler who talks too much breeds familiarity. And familiarity is the beginning of irreverence. Betrayal is not the exception. It is the rhythm of politics. The betrayal you prepare for is not the one that strikes you. It is the one you deny. Be ready. Do not trust loyalty that has not been tested. Do not trust affection that comes too easily. The one who flatters most hungers deepest. You must keep a ledger of favors granted and trust offered and prepare to collect your debts in blood, if necessary. Reputation is a currency. Spend it strategically. Hoard it when needed. Burn it when it clears your path, but never let others define it. If you are silent, they will build myths. Use those myths. Let your enemies fear what you might do, not what you've already done. Their imagination will paint darker pictures than your actions ever could. Fear grows best in the unknown. Do not be predictable. Predictability breeds contempt. It makes your next move visible. It allows others to coordinate. The leader who is feared must also be unreadable. Let them think you are weak when you are poised to strike. Let them believe you are merciful before you punish. Disrupt patterns. Rewrite the script. Let your very nature be uncertainty. To command is not to instruct. It is to shape the environment so that others choose the path you designed. It is not about giving orders. It is about building conditions where disobedience becomes unthinkable. Lead not through volume, but through inevitability. When they follow you without needing to be told, you have truly ruled. Never envy the easy life. It does not endure. Comfort breeds softness. Softness invites conquest. The path of power is narrow, flanked by knives. But it is the only path where your will becomes architecture, where your mind shapes nations, where your instincts outlast dynasties. If you must suffer, let it be for a crown, not a consolation. The masses do not remember kindness. They remember spectacle. They do not recount fair decisions. They recount decisive ones. Be visible when you punish. Be quiet when you reward. Let them associate your wrath with immediacy and your favor with mystery. In time, they will do your work for you out of fear, out of hope, out of reverence. What they call manipulation, you must call necessity. What they call brutality, you must call clarity. What they call tyranny, you must understand as continuity. Do not flinch at these accusations. History will not judge you for how they felt. It will judge you for whether they survived and whether you endured. To rule is not to be loved. It is to be obeyed, to be unshakable, to be necessary. You do not need to be liked. You need to be remembered not for how you made them feel, but for how you kept the structure intact while others fell. And if you have done that, if you have held the center while the world burned, then you have done more than rule. You have become the axis around which others must turn. There is no loyalty that is not conditional, no allegiance that cannot be purchased, threatened, or broken under pressure. What you call loyalty in your moments of confidence will become leverage in the hands of your enemies when your fortunes shift. The wise ruler does not trust loyalty as a moral stance, only as a momentary alignment of interests. You reward it not because it is pure, but because it is useful. And when it ceases to be useful, you must sever it, like a limb gone numb, not with regret, but with precision. People obey not because they understand, but because they are compelled. Explanation does not strengthen. Command it weakens it. It invites debate. It presumes equality, but there is no equality in rule. You stand above them not because you are more loved or more righteous, but because you are more willing to bear the solitude of control. And that solitude will hollow you. It will age you. It will strip you of softness. But it is the only path that does not end in irrelevance. When you delegate, you do not surrender power, you multiply it. But delegation is a test. Every man you empower is a future rival. He will measure your distance. He will wonder if your shadow can be escaped. Let him wonder, but never let him forget that you are watching. Give him enough room to grow useful, not enough to grow bold. The moment he imagines himself indispensable, remind him how quickly replacements are found. You will be told that transparency builds trust, but power does not grow in open fields. It grows in shadows, in the control of information, in the selective release of knowledge. The moment they see everything, they believe they understand everything. And when they believe that, they begin to challenge. Retain mystery. Keep your full capacity concealed. Let them see only the part of the weapon you want them to fear. There will be nights when silence is your only companion, when the weight of decisions irreversible, intimate, necessary, will press into your ribs like a second spine. Do not seek comfort, seek clarity. Solitude sharpens, crowds confuse. And the ruler who cannot be alone with his own mind is a servant wearing a crown. You must learn to carry your own doubts like armor, not because they are pleasant, but because they are real. Every policy is a blade. Every decision has a corpse behind it or ahead of it. If you cannot choose who suffers, you cannot lead. And if you hesitate to harm when harm is required, you will only multiply the harm when it returns to you tenfold. Mercy is not the refusal to kill. It is the precision to know who must be spared and who must vanish. not out of anger, but out of necessity. There will be those who call you heartless. Let them. The heart is not the instrument of rule. The will is. The mind is. The hand that does not tremble is. Emotion is the indulgence of the governed. You are not permitted that luxury. Your grief must be private, your rage restrained, your tears dried before they reach your cheek. Every visible wound is an invitation to strike. You do not govern men as they claim to be. You govern them as they are, hungry, fearful, vain, easily distracted, easily moved by spectacle. The one who tries to uplift their nature will be devoured by it. The one who understands their instincts can bend those instincts into loyalty, into movement, into empire. They do not want truth. They want order, even if it is brutal, even if it is built on silence. To survive betrayal, you must never be surprised by it. Let your trust be temporary. Let your gratitude be measured. Let your memory be long. Remember every slight, every whisper, every hesitation. When the time comes, you will act not with revenge, but with surgical calm. Retaliation, when done correctly, is not about emotion. It is about symmetry. You must not be governed by public opinion. Public opinion is a tide. It shifts, swells, recedes, forgets. It is a mirror held by a crowd of the blind. The ruler who chases its approval becomes its hostage. Let the people believe what you wish them to believe. Feed their outrage when it serves you. Feed their hope when it restrains them, but never follow them. Never need them. They follow power, not the other way around. Control is not about domination. It is about direction. You must channel the chaos without appearing to fight it. The wise ruler does not silence dissent. He drowns it in noise, diffuses it in spectacle, redirects it into rituals that exhaust its venom. Give them a protest if you must, but build the stage. Provide the signs. Let them scream into an arena you designed. And when the dust settles, nothing has changed, except their belief that they were heard. Your image is a fortress. Guard it. Refine it. Let no gesture be without purpose. Let no appearance be random. They do not follow your person, they follow the idea of you. Make that idea clean, unyielding, mythic. Do not break character, even in private. The mask becomes the face, and the face must become legend. When you make war, make it absolute. Do not prolong conflict. Do not bleed slowly. Choose the moment. Strike decisively. Humiliate if needed. Destroy if required. And when the war is over, offer peace not as apology, but as dominance. The defeated will respect strength more than compassion. They will remember mercy only if it followed your wrath. You cannot lead if you need to be liked. You cannot protect if you need to be forgiven. You cannot shape nations if you are asking for permission. The world is ruled by those who act, not those who justify. Do not explain. Do not beg. Do not retreat into the safety of being understood. Act, and let the silence that follows become your legacy. The throne you build must be of stone, not sentiment. Those who build on love are toppled by betrayal. Those who build on fear alone crumble under revolt. But those who build on necessity, on the cold, unblinking weight of strategy, they endure, not because they are adored, but because their presence makes the world function. Let them hate you, if they must. Let them whisper, if they dare. Let them wait for your fall, but do not let them live in a world where your absence feels safe. Rule so completely that your removal feels like collapse, so that even your enemies, in secret, pray for your shadow to remain. You are not here to be good. You are here to be necessary. That is power's only real virtue. The ruler who survives is not the one who conquers the most, but the one who knows when to stop. Excess is a form of weakness, a signal that you fear stillness more than defeat. Control is not measured in how much you possess, but in how little you are forced to defend. Learn the shape of restraint. Know the moment when power begins to devour itself. There is a line beyond which ambition ceases to build and begins to provoke. Step past it. and your victories turn into invitations for rebellion. Rule just below the threshold of desperation. Let them need you more than they resent you. There is no virtue in dying for your ideals if your death ends your influence. A dead ruler is a lesson, not a leader. If you must betray your own words to remain, do it. If you must undo your own laws to survive, do it. Principle is the mask of the weak when it is held above preservation. The strong mold their principles to reality. They bend belief to fit the moment. The truth is not sacred, it is instrumental. Speak it when it serves. Bend it when it binds you. Shatter it when it endangers the structure. Rule is not about being right. It is about being unremoved. Do not mistake the appearance of stability for its substance. A calm populace can be a sleeping fire. A quiet court may be plotting its storm. Look not only at what is said, but what is avoided. What is delayed, what is laughed off. These are the signs of decay. You must rule with a mind for maintenance every day, every hour. The building does not stand because it was built once, but because it is watched, repaired, reinforced. Let no corner of your domain remain unguarded. Let no alliance go unexamined. Decay begins in silence, and silence grows when you turn away. Never believe that you are safe. There is no such thing for those who command. Safety is an illusion granted to those who pose no threat. You are not among them. You are the threat. You are the object of envy, of ambition, of vengeance delayed. To lead is to live in the crosshairs. Every smile you receive may be covering a blade. Every compliment may be softening you for the strike. You must sleep lightly, think deeply, trust rarely. Safety is not a state, it is a discipline. Punishment must be fast, visible, and total. There is no benefit in half measures. If you are to strike, leave nothing uncertain. The punished must not rise again. The witnesses must not forget. Leniency confuses, severity instructs, and it is better to be accused of brutality than to be remembered for weakness. The memory of fear will serve you longer than the memory of kindness. Kindness fades, fear teaches. Every institution you build must have a double function, one that the people see and one that you use. Let them believe in the form while you control the function. Let them praise the appearance while you manipulate the outcome. This is the essence of statecraft, one hand that lifts, one hand that controls. The appearance of fairness masks the machinery of advantage. Appear impartial, be calculating. Let them adore the system while you master its levers. The law is a language, and like all language, it can be shaped, written to preserve power, interpreted to extend control. You are not bound by the law, you are its architect. Write it to last. Amend it when it threatens you. Ignore it when it suits you. The people believe in the law because they must. You believe in it only as long as it works. This is not corruption, it is survival. Preserve the appearance of equality and justice, for the people are pacified by symbols of fairness. Yet beneath the surface, structure your state with firm hierarchy and control. The wise ruler allows his subjects to believe in parity while ensuring he alone holds the reins of power. Let the masses feel equal in ritual, in rhetoric, in the shallow symbols of democracy or unity. But never allow them real parity. Real equality is the death of leadership. It is the lie that unravels order. Preserve difference, preserve distance, preserve your position as the necessary imbalance. Charm is not weakness. It is a blade wrapped in velvet. Learn to disarm with ease, to persuade without revealing pressure. The ruler who can speak to a room and have them nod before understanding has already conquered them. It is not through force alone that you dominate it. It is through ease, familiarity, rhythm. Let them lean toward you. Let them finish your sentences. That is control, disguised as rapport. Let your legacy be designed, not discovered. Do not wait for history to name you. Name yourself. Shape the stories they will tell. Shape the failures they will forget. Power must write its own myth before others rewrite it. Leave no ambiguity. Build the statues before you are dead. Make it easier for the future to remember you as necessary, wise, irreplaceable. History is the residue of propaganda that succeeded. Be your own historian. Do not fear being alone. You were alone the moment you chose to rule. Companionship will weaken, sympathy will distract, intimacy will become a lever used against you. Choose distance. Even your allies must fear your silence. Let them wonder where they stand. Certainty breeds ambition, but anxiety maintains obedience. You are not their friend, you are their axis. The center does not lean, it holds. You will outlast those who mock you. You will bury those who challenge you, but only if you remain sharper than nostalgia, harder than regret, colder than those who hesitate to act. Never reminisce, never wish, never hope for simpler times. The moment you long for yesterday, you surrender today. Stay in the present, rule in the moment, cut when it is time. Yield only when it builds something greater. To command is to isolate. To isolate is to see clearly, and from that clarity, rule, without apology, without appeal, without explanation. There is no power in being known, only in being obeyed, only in being feared correctly, loved rarely, remembered always. Rule not for applause, but for permanence. And if the day comes when you are finally alone without crown, without court, without breath, let the world you shaped still carry your fingerprints. Let the systems function because you designed them. Let the silences echo with your name. Let power, wherever it resides, speak in the grammar you invented. Then you will not have ruled in vain. You will have become necessary, eternal not in flesh, but in influence, not in mercy, but in structure. You will be gone, but the world will still obey. And when it ends, not with triumph, not with revelation, but with the slow and final stillness that no ruler escapes, you must meet it without sentiment. You do not ask for legacy. You do not plead for remembrance. You have already written yourself into the architecture, into the rules others must follow, into the compromises they cannot escape. Your enemies will rewrite the story. Let them. They are working from the script you left behind. Their fury is your echo, their fear, your residue. The world may pretend it is free of you, but in every shadow, in every measured silence, in every compromise made too quickly, or ambition killed too soon, you will remain. The people will forget your face, but the laws you forged, the habits you trained, the balances of fear and favor you designed, they will endure. That is the immortality of power. Not to be loved, not to be praised, but to be built into the bones of what comes next. You will not be remembered kindly. You will be remembered usefully, and that is enough. There is no final applause, no curtain call, just the machine still turning, and the cold, quiet knowledge that you built it and no one else knows how to stop it. This is your victory. Do not explain. Do not apologize.